Welcome back, Rise Tribe. I'm Angelica. So today we're exploring the question, was I raised by narcissistic parents? The 5 signs. You are likely here because you've had many dysfunctional relationships and you're trying to understand why. So now you're wanting a transformation in your life. Now that you're questioning your dysfunctional patterns, you may be able to stop the unconscious patterns that keep happening in all of your relationships as you begin to identify your own behavior patterns and the behavior of those around you. One of the most traumatic experiences that a child could have is growing up with a narcissistic parent. The characteristics of men and women with a narcissistic personality disorder are the same. Therefore, I'm examining both the mother and the father with NPD. And as with any personality disorder, NPD is on a continuum, with the severity of symptoms being more or less severe. The terms he or she are used interchangeably here. One of the biggest challenges of this type of abuse is that it's often not recognized because people think it's a normal part of their culture. I've heard clients from different cultures tell me things like, oh, that's normal with African Americans, Greeks, Italians, Middle Eastern, Jamaican, Jewish communities, etc. And they'll say things like, oh, we all get punished like that. We all get disciplined like that. We all get smacked upside the head. We all get a whipping. We all get yelled at. And people often minimize the abuse by saying that their parents were strict. Now, that word is always a red flag for me because what usually is revealed is a childhood of severe emotional and/or physical abuse by a parent or both parents with narcissistic and/or borderline or psychopath personality disorders. So let's examine the 5 primary characteristics of narcissistic parents. So number 1, they are needy. The needy parent may seem very caring and concerned about others. She is attentive, tries to anticipate every need, and she expects to get recognition for her efforts. She must receive attention, appreciation, and approval for every parental act from both the child and others in her life. So the child is not cared for unconditionally. The child is expected to pay for the care that she receives or he receives by showering the parent with praise and adoration. Any suggestion that the parent's efforts are not wanted or appreciated, such as a toddler exerting his independence, can result in the parent becoming angry and upset with the child. The parent might then take control of the child and become overprotective and take away his independence. The self-absorbed parent makes sure others know how hard she works, how much she sacrifices, how much she cares for the child, to the point where no one can ever forget about this. She tries to make the child feel guilty if she is disappointed. She attempts to blame the child for disappointing her. This behavior of the parent continues as the child becomes an adult. So the parent continues to guilt trip the adult child as often as he or she feels that their insatiable needs are not met. So once again, the characteristics of the needy parent are they are clingy, overprotective, over-nurturing. They make a big deal out of perceived personal sacrifices. They try to make the child feel guilty. They are very complaining. They get very anxious when they're alone. They want to know your every thought and feeling. Their feelings are easily hurt. They never forget an offense, such as a slight or critical remark. They are never empathic, but they can be very sympathetic. They use soothing behaviors to keep you from feeling your feelings. So the number 2 characteristic of a narcissistic parent. Number 2 is they are demanding and critical. The needy narc parent is also very demanding and expects prompt catering to his or her own needs and desires, whether she asks for it or not. Her children and partner are expected to do the right thing and always, quote, do it right. So he or she demands perfection. And deviations from what is expected of the narc parent is not tolerated at all. So the child and partner endures constant criticism and put-downs. They will also make demeaning and devaluing comments to and about other people. Often, along with this emotional abuse, there is physical abuse of the children and partner. She is very touchy and senses disapproval and blame from others, whether this is intentional or not. He is hypersensitive to perceived criticism. So the family is always walking on lava. It's worse than walking on eggshells, okay? They're walking on lava and waiting for the volcano to explode. As a result, the family is always on edge around this narc mother or father, being careful in what they do and say, always trying to get it right. And since they can never get it right, they will withdraw emotionally and physically, and at times will actually hide from the parent or parents, living in fear of the next emotional or physical beating, or both. So once again, the characteristics of the demanding and critical parent: they are constant. You get constantly criticized. They are never satisfied. They are very demanding. Everything must be done to his or her standards. They demand perfection. They are hypersensitive to perceived criticism. They blame others when she is uncomfortable. They blame you when you are uncomfortable. They make demeaning or derogatory comments to and about others. They are often racist and homophobic. They take offense easily. And, of course, they are constantly nagging. So the third characteristic of a narcissistic parent is they are manipulative. The manipulative parent is always conniving to put herself in a winning position, to be seen as the best and superior to others. He or she strives to make everyone in his life feel inferior to him, including his own children, his partner, his friends, and coworkers. He will lie, cheat, distort, and scheme in order to achieve his goals. She will manipulate and exploit anyone, including her children and her partner. She senses emotional vulnerability in others and will exploit this in order to manipulate them, to get what she wants, or to hurt them, which gives her a feeling of control and superiority. So the characteristics of the manipulative parent, again, they are conniving, vengeful. They have a sense of entitlement. They always have to win. They lie, cheat, and distort the truth. They take advantage of others. They are charming and seductive to get what they want. They see others as inferior. They often will scapegoat a child. And they will often have a golden child. So the fourth characteristic of the narc parent is they are grandiose. The grandiose parent is always playing to the crowd and always on stage. She considers others in her life as subordinates, who must always support her and glorify her. Her children are seen as extensions of herself and exist to make her look good, make the family look good, and elevate her status, be admired, and receive attention. This child must never fail. When the child succeeds, the parent takes credit for that success. So characteristics of the grandiose parent is they are flamboyant. They are often drama queens. They are often restless and hyperactive. They often boast and brag about whatever, about everything. They resent anyone who outshines them. They are often jealous of their own children, their own partner. One child is often scapegoated while the other child is the golden child. She is often envious of her friends and coworkers. She exaggerates accomplishments and ailments. And she often will overestimate her abilities and talent. So the fifth characteristic of a narc parent is they are controlling. Narcissistic parents are very controlling of their children, their partner, their friends, and coworkers. They are very intrusive with their children and their partner, often violating their boundaries. They assume they are in charge of their lives and want to know their every move, their whereabouts at all times, and who they are with, who they talk to on the phone, how long they are talking. They will tell you what to wear and what not to wear. They will tell you where you can and cannot go socialize and with whom. They will control your relationships with partners and tell you who you should or should not date and marry. They will interfere with your relationships as they are often jealous of the partner if they are no longer receiving your attention. They will pin you against your own romantic partner, often causing relationship conflict and eventual separation. They will criticize your partner as much as they have criticized you. They will position themselves in your life and act as if they are your partner, calling you every day, several times a day, to infiltrate your mind, infiltrate your relationship, infiltrate your life in every possible way. They have no boundaries. They are you and you are them. This is how the narc parent perceives you. They may also try to interfere with the relationships of extended family members. They will tell you what kind of career to have, whether you like it or not. They may attempt to take over your career entirely. So the characteristics of the controlling parent, they are intrusive with the boundaries of her children, partner, and others. He or she assumes that they are in charge. They control the lives of their children and their partner. They will control your romantic relationships. They will control your friendships. They will tell you what clothes to wear, what not to wear. They try to control the relationships of extended family members. And they may be jealous of your partner. So folks, we're going to end it there for today. Click on the next video to learn more about how the narcissistic parent affects your life and relationships. Thanks for watching, and click on the link below to check out my Johnny Collection merch and join me on all my socials. Till next time, keep rising.